Shut out.
Flash over.
Flash out. Target destroyed. And mission.
1st or 148 Infantry is hosting an Expert Infantry Badge Testing. What we're doing is we are the 4th unit to use a unsigned, new, revised EIB testing package. And we are the first National Guard unit to be using this.
The Expert Infantry Badge is basically, it's the big goal for any infantryman who cares about his MOS. It proves that he actually knows pretty much everything there is to be about being an infantryman.
It's instant credibility. It shows that you know your weapon systems. It shows that you know how to make decisions, and especially in the lane base, it proves that you know how to execute.
EIB is a key to their success. It's one of those things that will separate them from their peers, and with the war winding down, it will become more important in the near future to have your EIB to advance onto the next rank.
We still have the same preparatory things. You have to be recommended by a commander, highlighting that it's a good soldier, following the Army values. So he's got the commander recommendation memo. He has to shoot expert to come into the testing. Then when we get here, the first day of testing, which is what we're doing today, involves the APFT, where they have to score 75 points in each of the events. Followed by day land nav and night land nav.
Standard is 3 out of 4 points, plus a 6-digit grid coordinate with grid zone identifier in 2 hours.
Those are all go, no-go events, meaning that if they don't pass that, there's no retesting, they don't go further on. From there, they go into lanes, 3 lanes that they have to accomplish to move on. One of which is the patrol lane. One of which is an urban focus lane. And one of it is a TCP traffic control point.
The way the EIB is set up currently, they do their master skills test, which a lot of it is weapons based. And then they have a lane scenario that is set up to mimic actual combat environment, and they have to perform individual tasks inside that lane scenario to complete their EIB.
Approximately 275. How copy, over?
Roger, good copy. Destroy enemy fighting position, over.
Roger.
You know, when you think EIB, you think the old standard. At least I do, growing up around the military. And so I came into this thinking tents and stations and hand placement and things like that. But being lane-based, it's more, can you accomplish the infantry tasks? Can you actually put into practice and use decision-making to accomplish the mission? I think it's a great setup. I think that it's not so much memorizing and regurgitating, it's memorizing, soaking in, and then actually employing those tasks that you learn.
Yeah, it took me a while to really wrap my head around this lane training scenario because I went through the station testing. A lot of my graders went through the station testing, so we were having a lot of difficulty just really seeing it as a good method. But now that we're actually seeing it in practice and we're watching our candidates going through the training lane that we have set up here, we're seeing it come together just like they are. And we're realizing that this is great for, hey, I'm not always going to have a sergeant or a lieutenant telling me what to do. There's going to come a time where I might be cut off and I'm under fire and I have, a wounded friendly soldier, and I have to figure out what to do on my own without any guidance.
I think the 148 guys are doing an excellent job making sure that this is a successful Expert Infantry Badge testing. They have planned, resourced, and are now executing some of the best training that any unit can get, whether it's National Guard or active duty.
Go!
One of the things that's just been beneficial is partnering with Fort Benning, with the schoolhouse, partnering with active duty, with 1st Army, both cadre and candidates, partnering with other infantrymen across units within Ohio, within the 37th Brigade, but also within Ohio from the 107th, 19th Special Forces Group has sent us a cadre, because there's very few EIB holders out there, and you need up to 52 to run this. I had less than 20 in my battalion that wasn't involved in NCOS and everything. So I spent a lot of time really partnering within the infantry, within my branch, and nothing wrong with that, is growing that esprit de corps across my branch, across states, so that we know one another in future training.
Coming from a different state, we've been nothing but impressed with the cadre here, the professionalism from the senior enlisted all the way down to the privates. There's a lot of thought and planning that went into the EIB process, and you can tell that they were prepared to run this course. And so, like I said, I've got nothing but good things to say about the Ohio National Guard, and look forward to working with them again.